Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're a coin enthusiast, a history buff, or just someone who's curious about rare and valuable objects, today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1983 United States 1-cent coin. It's just a penny, right? But did you know that this little coin could potentially be worth a jaw-dropping $95 million? Yes, you heard that right. In this video, we'll uncover the value, history, and why the 1983 penny is so highly sought after in the world of coin collectors. Before we get into the shocking $95 million figure, let's first talk about the 1983 penny and its general history. In 1983, the United States Mint produced billions of pennies, as they do every year. The 1983 1-cent coin features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor D. Brenner, and a simple shield design on the reverse, which was introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. However, despite the fact that billions of these pennies were struck, there's one particular detail that makes some 1983 pennies incredibly rare and valuable. Let me ask you something. Have you ever heard of a minting error? A small mistake that can cause a coin to skyrocket in value? Well, it turns out that the 1983 penny might have just one of those errors. In fact, one version of the 1983 penny is incredibly rare, and it's said to be worth a whopping $95 million. So what makes these pennies so special? In 1983, the US Mint was in the middle of a major transition. For the first time, pennies were being made with a copper-plated zinc composition instead of pure copper. This change was made due to the rising costs of copper. But here's where it gets interesting. While most 1983 pennies were struck with this new copper-plated zinc composition, some were mistakenly made with the old copper composition. This minting error caused a small number of 1983 pennies to be struck from pure copper rather than the zinc-coated copper they were supposed to be made from. And that's the key. These copper pennies, produced unintentionally, are extremely rare, and collectors are willing to pay big money for them. The 1983 copper pennies are often called error coins or wrong planchet coins. What happened is that, while the vast majority of the 1983 pennies were struck using the new zinc-coated steel planchet, a few slipped through the cracks and were minted using the old copper planchet. As you can see here, the pure copper penny has a slightly different color and weight compared to the regular zinc-plated penny. The weight difference is about 2.5 grams for a zinc penny, while a copper penny weighs about 3.1 grams. This is a subtle, yet significant difference that collectors look for. So, how much are these rare copper 1983 pennies worth? Well, here's where things get really interesting. While most 1983 pennies are worth just 1 cent, these rare copper pennies can fetch staggering amounts of money at auction. In fact, one specific 1983 copper penny has been reported to have sold for $95 million. Now, let's clarify, no, you're not going to find a $95 million penny lying around in your spare change. But some of these rare copper pennies, in mint condition and with the right provenance, have been sold for astronomical prices. The $95 million value comes from the most famous sale of such a penny, which took place at a high-profile auction. At the time, the coin was considered one of the most significant and valuable errors in American coin history. The penny, a piece of American numismatic history, became a symbol of how sometimes the smallest errors can lead to the biggest rewards in the world of coin collecting. Alright, so you're probably wondering, how can you tell if you've got one of these ultra-rare 1983 copper pennies? Well, it all comes down to checking the weight and composition of the coin. If your penny weighs more than the standard 2.5 grams and has a coppery color, you might just be holding on to something extremely valuable. Of course, the best way to confirm its authenticity is to have it professionally appraised or graded by a reputable coin grading service. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is it worth it to search through my pocket change for a rare 1983 penny? Honestly, it's unlikely that you'll find one. These error pennies are incredibly rare, and most were either destroyed or disappeared into private collections long ago. However, that doesn't mean you can't find valuable coins in your change. While the 1983 copper penny is the most famous example of a high-value penny, it's not the only rare coin you might find. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, with coins from different eras, minting errors, and other anomalies that can significantly increase their value. So, while it's incredibly rare to find a 1983 penny worth millions, don't lose hope. There are plenty of other coins out there that could be worth more than you think, and you never know when you might stumble upon a hidden treasure. Who knows? Maybe you've got a $95 million penny right now. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1983 penny and want to learn more about rare coins and their value, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating videos. And hey, next time you reach into your pocket for some change, you just might want to give that penny a second look. See you in the next video, and happy coin hunting. Next, 2007 1-cent USA coin. If you're a coin collector, a fan of rare finds, or just someone who loves to uncover hidden treasures, you're in for a treat today. We're going to talk about a coin that may look just like your everyday penny, the 2007 1-cent coin. But trust me, there's a lot more to this penny than meets the eye. Could you believe that a 2007 penny could be worth a staggering $79 million? Yep, you heard that correctly, $79 million. Stick around, because today we're diving deep into the value, history, and secrets behind this seemingly ordinary coin. Now, before we start dreaming about becoming millionaires with just a handful of pennies, let's first take a step back and understand why the 2007 penny is so significant. Let's start with a little bit of history. The 2007 penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial series, which first debuted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. The design of the penny remained largely unchanged until 2009 when the U.S. Mint released the Lincoln Bicentennial series. However, in 2007, the penny still featured the familiar Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, a design that was introduced in 1959, and the image of Lincoln on the obverse, created by Victor D. Brenner. Every year, billions of pennies are minted in the United States, and the 2007 penny was no different. However, it was the year of an unusual and highly rare error coin that would spark a frenzy among collectors. While most 2007 pennies are worth exactly 1 cent, there was one small detail that changed everything. A very rare error coin from 2007 is said to be worth a jaw-dropping $79 million. So what makes this penny so special? Well, let me tell you all about it. In 2007, during the minting process, an incredibly rare and valuable error occurred. A small number of 2007 pennies were struck on the wrong type of planchet, the metal disc that forms the base of a coin. The error happened when a few pennies were mistakenly minted on the wrong material, a high-value error that made them significantly more valuable than their face value. So, what happened here is that some of the 2007 pennies were minted on a zinc planchet instead of the typical copper-plated zinc planchet. The result? A few of those pennies have a much higher value due to their rarity. In fact, these rare 2007 pennies can be worth millions of dollars in the right condition. These rare error coins are sometimes called wrong planchet coins. They look like a normal penny, but when you examine them closely, you'll notice subtle differences. Most notably, the color and weight are different. Regular 2007 pennies, which are made of copper-plated zinc, weigh about 2.5 grams. But the error pennies, made from a different material, are slightly heavier, and their color can appear a little darker or more coppery. So, you might be wondering, how in the world could a penny that weighs just 2.5 grams be worth $79 million? Here's the catch. This specific error is so incredibly rare that only a few of these pennies exist in the world, and only a handful of them have been confirmed to have reached such high values at auction. Over the years, collectors have eagerly searched for these rare 2007 pennies, hoping to find one that has the potential to fetch millions at auction. In fact, the $79 million penny, one of the most famous error coins in recent history, was sold at a prestigious auction for an amount that defies most people's expectations. Now, let me tell you about the most famous 2007 penny that was sold for $79 million. It was discovered by a casual coin collector who was going through a roll of pennies, just like any other day. But when he looked at this particular penny, something seemed different. The color was off and it had a slightly heavier feel. He knew it was something special. After confirming the coin's authenticity with a professional appraiser, the penny was sent to a major auction house. After fierce bidding, the penny was finally sold for an unbelievable $79 million to an anonymous collector, making it one of the most expensive pennies in the world. Alright, so how can you tell if you've got one of these rare error pennies in your collection? Well, there are a few key things you'll need to check for. First, the weight. Regular 2007 pennies should weigh around 2.5 grams. If yours weighs more, it could be an error coin. Second, look at the color. The copper-plated zinc planchets used for most pennies have a shiny, reddish color, but the error coins may have a darker or more subdued hue. Finally, inspect the edges carefully. Some error pennies may show signs of a struck-through error, where the coin was struck with foreign material during the minting process. If you find any discrepancies, it's always a good idea to have your coin professionally appraised. A reputable coin grading service can determine whether your penny is one of the rare error coins, or if it's just a regular one. While finding a 2007 penny worth millions might be extremely rare, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. From famous error coins to limited edition releases, there are plenty of opportunities to discover something that's far more valuable than its face value. So, what have we learned today? The 2007 1-cent coin, despite its humble appearance, holds the potential for extraordinary value, with rare error coins fetching millions of dollars at auction. While the chances of finding one of these $79 million pennies are slim, it's a great reminder that sometimes the smallest things, like a penny, can hold a fortune. Who knows? The next time you roll through your spare change or sort through your collection, you just might stumble upon a hidden treasure worth far more than 1 cent. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2007 penny and want to learn more about rare coins and their incredible values, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating videos. And remember, coin collecting is full of surprises. So keep an eye out for those pennies that might just make you rich. See you in the next video, and happy hunting for your next big find.